Welcome to Where I Long to Be, a magical trip report podcast. My name is Virginia, and I am your host. On today's episode, I am happy to bring back a return guest and fellow podcaster, Olivia, to the show. Olivia's podcast, Soarin Around WDW, is available on all the major platforms and is linked in the show notes. If you're into Disney history and thinking about what the parks of the future might look like, you will absolutely love her show, so make sure you check it out if you haven't already. Before we get into all the plans, I have to shout out Olivia's travel agent. Longtime listeners know and love her already. That's right, it's Katie, who is 2+3 Travelers on Instagram. Katie has been on the show herself before, and I have linked to her in the show notes today, along with a link to her previous episodes if you want to check those out. If you're looking for a travel agent for your own magical adventure, reach out to Katie and she will be happy to help you out. And now let's get into all the pre-trip fun. Please welcome back Olivia to the podcast. Welcome back, Olivia.
Hi, happy to be here.
I had you in my ears earlier today.
Oh, thank you for listening. I always love to hear that.
I was listening to you guys and I got so tickled because you were doing your absolute best to try to get Maddie to take some guesses as to what we might see in Soarin' Across America. And he must have guessed 3 different times. Well, I think we're going to see, Walt Disney World or Disneyland, depending on where you are. And I could just hear by your voice, you're like, okay, yeah, got it. Like, what else?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, guess again. What is patriotic? What can you think of that would have to do with America? And he was just like, I know. He hates when I put him on the spot with questions like that when he comes on the podcast. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. It was entertaining to listen back to.
I did. I was literally walking down the street laughing.
Well, good. I'm glad.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I am looking forward to seeing Soarin' Across America. And I always like to mix it up a little bit. I've seen Soarin' Across California before, of course, and then Soarin' Around the World. You've seen both of those versions, right?
Yes. Yep,
okay.
I have.
Any strong feelings about it?
I prefer California. I don't know if that's a hot take.
I was about to say, I think that's a hot take. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know it's like grainier and the quality isn't as good, but I just love it. I love the orange grove smell. I just feel like it reminds me of old school Soarin'. It just brings back all those memories of when it first opened. And I went on it for the first time at Epcot. I didn't go to Disneyland or Disney California Adventure until I was older, out of college. And so by the time that I went over there, I believe it was still California at that time. And then when we just visited again at Disneyland in February of this year, it was back to California. But every other time it's been World. So I feel like it's just like this nostalgic from when I was a kid and it first opened. And it was so cool.
Yeah.
And California is just so beautiful. But yeah, I do feel like most people prefer World.
Yeah, I think the California has some really iconic landscapes, like the redwoods and the beaches and
Yosemite. Yeah.
Yes. So I understand. I really appreciate that. What I like much better for Soarin' Around the World is the transitions between the scenes. And I think if the transitions between the scenes for California were smoother, then I would probably like it equally. But it's just a little jarring when you go from one scene to the other and you don't have that like, oh, I'm going through a cloud and suddenly I'm in a new place. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
So hopefully they'll have some smooth transitions for Soarin' Across America. I'm trying to avoid too much spoiler action. Like I generally know I stuck around to hear what the places were and I promptly have forgotten most of them. Because I don't recall you saying Washington, D.C.
No, and you know what? That wasn't listed on whatever I had been looking at when he and I were talking about it, but I didn't go too far in depth either because I do want it to mostly be spoiler free for me too. So we just talked about like more general things, and then I said on that episode like I've intentionally, as soon as I see somebody's video or even just video of people's feet and I'm like, oh no, that's a Soarin' video, swipe. So like, yeah, I've really been trying to avoid spoilers for that, as I tend to do for most things.
When does Soarin' Across America start? I don't even remember. It's sometime in June, right?
No, it started. It started on Monday.
Oh,
And
it did?
funny enough, yeah, Regan, my brother, was actually just down there doing
wow.
a Every Ride challenge run on his own, just last minute for funsies on last Friday. So that would have been the 4th, I think. And, or no, 22nd. And he got to do well, it wasn't a preview, but they had a soft open. So he saw it.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, that's so cool.
Okay.
But I won't get to see it until September.
Yeah, I'm going to
But you'll be seeing it soon.
In July. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
very
exciting. I'm excited. I'm getting really pumped about my trip. So it's what's getting me through life right now because
I hear
work
that.
is so busy. Oh my gosh. I really thought it would slow down by now, but it has not. It keeps going full force.
Yes,
all right.
I feel that.
Let's talk about your next trip and what you are doing here because this is a little different.
It is. I'm really excited.
Where are you headed?
We are going to Disneyland Paris for the very first time and first international Disney park. So very, very excited, which I feel like Paris is usually people's first international Disney park. Do you feel like that is true?
Yes, 100%. Because it is, at least for those of us on the East Coast, it's not too bad a flight.
Right.
I wonder how long a flight is it from if you live in California, say, to go to Tokyo or to Shanghai?
That's a good question. I wonder if it's pretty equidistant from California to either place, like Tokyo or Shanghai versus Paris. I would have to look that up. That's a great question. But from here, from the East Coast, it's not horrible. We are doing a layover. There are direct flights from RDU where we are nearest for airports, but we are actually doing a layover because it was much cheaper through Iceland Air, which is kind of random. But
oh, okay.
Yes.
So where's your layover? Like Reykjavik or London?
It's not. It's actually in Iceland. It's not Reykjavik. It is their other airport. Let me look it up exactly what it's called. The Keflavik. Or I guess, I guess it's the same thing. Maybe it is just one airport there. Yeah, so we are
I know, I was about to be shocked that they have two big airports.
Yeah, I was like, oh, maybe that's not true. And I've heard even for like a big quote unquote airport, it's really not that big is what everybody who's done this flight has told me. And our neighborhood where we live in Chapel Hill is very large. And so when we booked this flight, I was a little nervous, number one, because it's a layover through another country that then we're going to have to go through customs, all these things. But then number two, it's only a 55-minute layover. And I was like, is that impossible? But everybody in our neighborhood was like, nope, this is the way to do it. Don't do the direct flight. Do this. It's so much cheaper. They're not going to take off without you. It's usually you get there before that time. And there's a second flight out to Paris that same afternoon. So they're like, worst case scenario, you get on the other flight. They're rarely full. And I was like, okay. So I was like, even with kids, even with a large party, and they're like, yep, do it. So we booked it just because it is significantly cheaper than the direct like Delta through like France, Air France.
How much money would you say you saved by doing this way?
I think we saved per person like $400 per person.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
And we're traveling in a party of 8. So that's $3,200.
Wow. Okay. All right. Who are the 8 people that you're traveling with?
So we are traveling over there with my husband, Maddie, my 2 girls, Eiley, who is 7, and Blake, who is 3, almost 4. And then my cousin, Latoya, her 2 daughters, London, who is 9, and Liv, who is also 7. And my mom will be coming with us as well.
And it's your mom that's getting married. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So you've got very important, I want to say very important cargo with you, but your mom's not cargo. She's the VIB, like we say in the Sephora world, except instead of whatever that stands for in Sephora, it's a very important bride. She's very important
that's
bride
right.
with you.
And we will have all the important cargo, like her dress, a lot of the stuff for the actual wedding will all be with us. So it's going to be, a lot of packing strategy that we're still trying to figure out as we approach quickly this trip.
That sounds stressful alone to me, traveling with a wedding dress.
Yes, especially because we're not going directly to the venue. We're going to the city of Paris first and Disneyland Paris before we go to. So I'm like, hopefully this dress like makes it through. We don't forget it somewhere, or like it's really stressing me out. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I mean, if you're going to need to go shopping somewhere, Paris is it, right?
So true. Yes. Yes. Could definitely find another dress. Might have to spend a pretty penny, but definitely could find something suitable for sure.
All right. We've alluded that this is for your mother's wedding. She's not getting married in Disneyland Paris, though.
Correct.
She's getting married somewhere else in the country. So where are you headed after your Paris portion of your time?
We are going to outside of a little tiny town called Moulins, and it is like between Paris and Lyon, like central France. It's about 4 hours southeast of Paris by car.
Okay. And how did she decide on that location?
It's a great question. So she is marrying someone from the Netherlands. He has been in the U.S. for 15 years, but they met on like a blind date about, let me think about this, before Eiley was born, so probably 9 years ago or so, and we're together for a couple of years, and then we're apart for a few years, and then reconnected a couple of years ago, and just like we're like, nope, this is it. We shouldn't have been done the first time. And so we're really excited. We really like him. That'd be awkward if I was like, we really hate him, but we really do like him. He's great. So yeah, he is from the Netherlands. And so she loves Europe. The only other time I've been to Europe was when she did a teacher exchange program, and she and a teacher from England swapped. The teacher came to Florida, where she's from. She went to that teacher's school, and her and my younger brother, who was a freshman in high school at the time, they lived in England for a year. So I got to go over to England, and then we went to Paris for Christmas time during my college winter break. And so lots of friends over there that she stayed in touch with. She often goes to Europe in the summer for a month or so because she does work in education, so has summers off. And yeah, so it'll be cool. But we've never met I have never met any of his family before. She has. She's met his kids. He has grown kids our age. So it will be definitely lots of stories to tell when I get back.
Wow. And does she still live in Florida?
She does. Yeah.
Okay.
So she still lives in Florida.
Okay. So she's traveling to you to get there for the flight.
Yes. She is traveling to me, and so is my cousin and her girls.
Okay. They also live in the same place in Florida?
Same place in Florida. Yep.
Okay. All right. So what day is the flight from RDU happening?
The flight is Wednesday, June 10th. And we are making this extra fun because this is Eiley's last day of school. She has a half day. And so we're going to go to her school for her little end of year celebration. And then that night we have an overnight flight at 8:30 from RDU over to Iceland for our layover.
So what time does that put you in Paris?
That will put us eventually in Paris at about 1 o'clock their time in the afternoon.
Do you think that you will be able to sleep on these flights?
Maddie and I were just talking about this last night, and he's like, I mean, we're going to have like 4 very excited children who have never done an overnight. Well, actually, my cousin's kids have been to Europe, but my kids have never done an overnight flight. California is the longest flight they've ever done, and they do great on the plane. Sleeping on the plane, my oldest can fall asleep anywhere. My youngest, not so much. So we'll see how Blake does. I'm really hoping the excitement will wear off and the plane hopefully will be dark enough and she will crash. The good thing about it is 8:30 is like usually when they fall asleep. So it's not like 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock where I think it'd be harder for them to wind down after being on the plane, like not right at bedtime. So hopefully she'll be tired enough to fall asleep.
How long is the flight to Iceland before
That
they
is a good question.
will be woken up?
Yes, I believe that it is 6 hours or so from here to Iceland. And then the flight from here to Iceland, it's 6 hours, 10 minutes. Then from Iceland to Charles de Gaulle, it is 3.5 hours. So at least it's like they should get a decent chunk of sleep before we switch planes.
Yeah. So I think that second flight is where it might be a little bit more in question, although maybe they'll just be so tired that eventually they'll conk out again.
I hope so, but we'll see. We're kind of pretty flexible this first day with like our plans. We don't really have anything set in stone. We're going to see how they do. If they want to nap when we get there, we're open to that. If they want to go explore and go to bed early, we're open to that. So we're, just kind of going to let them and their moods plan that day.
Where are you staying on this first leg of the trip in Paris?
We are staying close to the Eiffel Tower, but across the river. So the hotel we're staying at is called Hotel Maison Hamelin. And we found this hotel because we did a lot of debate between, do we do an Airbnb? Do we do a hotel? And if anybody has not been to Paris, the hotel's rooms are extremely small and often don't fit even 4 people. But we found a place that had family rooms. And when you booked this hotel where we're staying, where you booked the second room, you got it at 50% off. And it's none of their like balcony rooms or fancier rooms, but we thought it was like a fairly reasonable price when you did the one with 50% compared to having to do an Airbnb or having to do 2 separate hotel rooms elsewhere. So we're hopeful that it will work out well. And it is a bed and then a pull-out couch, but I feel like kids don't notice the difference with the pull-out couch. They're just like, They can sleep anywhere.
No, they've got very flexible spines at that point in their life, unlike the rest of us.
That's right.
How many nights are you staying at Hotel Maison Hamelin?
We are only staying there 2 nights. So we're staying there so when we get there, it'll be Thursday. So Thursday night and Friday night.
Okay. And you're just, putzing around Paris for the first couple of days, right?
Yes. Yep. And same, even on that second day, we have no like tours booked. We're not going to do like the Louvre or anything because I've done that. Maddie is like, it's okay. I don't have to do that. He just wants to see Notre Dame, Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, and then everything else. He's like, I'm game for whatever. And my cousin, since she went, her girls were about Blake's age when they went to Paris last. And so she knows lots of good spots for kids and the carousels and playgrounds and like Luxembourg Garden open kind of play spaces. So we have a few like major things we want to see, but nothing that we're going to absolutely die if we don't see. So we're going to let Maddie check off his things and then kind of take it moment by moment with the kids.
Have the kids seen Ratatouille? And are they into it?
Yes, they are so into it. My girls, that's so funny because I feel like a lot of people, especially Blake's age, she's almost 4, kids are like either hooked to movies with songs or like, I don't know, I feel like Ratatouille is not as easily followed by young kids, but she loves it. Maybe I'm wrong about that assumption, but she will sit there and watch that whole movie. She loves it. And so they actually just watched it this past weekend when we were home. We had a very rainy weekend here in North Carolina and didn't get to get outside very much. And so they watched Ratatouille and they absolutely love it. So it's been a fun one for them to revisit. So we've been kind of visiting some French Disney movies like Ratatouille, Aristocats, Beauty and the Beast. We do consider obviously French. And then we've tried Sleeping Beauty just because that it has a little bit of French element to it, but that one doesn't hold their attention as much, and Maleficent really freaks Eiley out in particular, so it's not her favorite. But yeah, we've been trying to do a little bit of French films on the Disney Plus.
Yeah, I need to rewatch Aristocats because I know people love it, and I honestly don't think I've seen it since it came out.
Oh, it's so good. And it's funny, Maddie absolutely loves that movie, which is so random. And I don't know why. Like, that's one of the movies from his childhood that just like stuck with him. And his mom, they had cats growing up and dogs, but they are big animal people. And so they have always loved that movie. He thinks Edgar, the bad guy, like is hilarious and grumpy. And so the kids now also love it. So yeah, we've been loving to rewatch that one.
Yeah, and I'm going to add it to my list before I go to Paris myself.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
All right, so is this the point where you make your way over to Disneyland Paris?
Yes. So we are going to utilize something called an Easy Go shuttle. And this was something that I found a podcast. I think I might have told you about it before, but there's a podcast called Dedicated to Disneyland Paris. And
I think I started listening to it after you. I can't recall what the name. I've been listening to one. It's two ladies.
There are two ladies, and then sometimes there's a guy who lives in France who pops on there as well, and he has an annual pass for Disneyland Paris, and so do the ladies, but they do not live in France. They're from the U.S., I believe, or maybe one's from the U.S., one's from the U.K., but they're not French, and so
it's been this is not the same one. Okay.
This
All
is
right,
a good one.
Let me make sure I add it. Say the name again.
It's called Dedicated to Disneyland Paris. Or like D2DLP is what it might be called, like when you search it in Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And they have one episode in particular that was like for Disneyland Paris for first timers. And I'd have to look at the exact episode number, but it was very helpful. And they just had a lot of really good tips. And Easy Go Shuttle is somebody they partner with. And so we were like, all right, we're going to try that because there's 8 of us. So we are going to have to do 2 between all of our luggage. We are bringing a stroller, just a single stroller for Blake with like a riding board on the back for Eiley. We just have too much stuff to all fit in one car. And everybody's like, well, just take the train. It's so easy. But everything I read about like strollers and the train and luggage and the train, I'm like, this just sounds like no, it's a no for me. So we're going to just take the private transfer and head over. So this will be Saturday morning, which is June 13th.
Okay.
We will head to Disneyland Paris.
Okay. I'm like, is this the one I was listening? I didn't think they lived in the U.S.
Yeah, I think the one lady does, but I could be wrong about that.
Let's see. Okay, maybe they do live in the U.S., but the one I've been listening to, Dedicated to Disneyland Paris podcast, yeah, it looks like the same one because I got it from you. But I think one of them has like a German accent. And,
that could be. And
one of them has, I think, like a British accent, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, one might be from the UK. But I know one of them either has lived or lives in the U.S. because I thought it was interesting to hear like just their travel information and perspective of getting over there from here.
Yeah. Okay.
But the guy that's on there a lot, he is from Paris and is French and so has like a different perspective. It's very interesting.
All right. Easy Go Shuttle. Where does it pick you up at?
It picks us up at the hotel and brings us directly to our hotel in Paris. So you actually can choose. We are using them from the airport to the hotel as well. And they basically have like 3 options. It's like, are you starting at the airport, somewhere in the city of Paris at a hotel, or at Disneyland Paris? And those are kind of the places they go. They don't go anywhere else.
Okay. And is it just going to be your private group? It's not like...
Yes, just our private group.
Okay. All right. Where are you staying when you get to Disneyland Paris?
We are staying at the Disneyland Hotel. I cannot wait.
Yes. That is very exciting. It looks so beautiful. We almost stayed there. We were really heavily weighing that, but then we opted for the Hotel New York just because we were able to get a suite for the 4 of us with 2 bathrooms in it.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
So,
yeah, we decided on this because they sleep 5. And initially when we first started planning the trip, my cousin was not coming and she did not think that was going to work for her to bring the kids. And she just didn't, it was like a logistical thing in the beginning that she was just like, I don't know. And so I booked our hotel before we booked our flights. And using Katie, our awesome travel agent, advisor. Katie is at 2+3 travelers on Instagram. She's awesome. But she helped us kind of navigate, okay, with 5 people, we would have to do 2 rooms somewhere else, or Disneyland Hotel does have a 5 sleeper room. So that was the obvious choice. I was like, well, it's going to be more money to stay somewhere else unless we stayed at one of the very inexpensive resorts, which we could have done. But this is like we've never done this. I don't know if we'll be back again. And it's my birthday week. So I was like, I'm pulling that card. We're staying at Disneyland Hotel.
Yeah, I think that for our room in the Hotel New York, I think it only sleeps 4, even though it's a suite.
Yeah.
But because we are 4 adult women, we were swayed by the 2-bathroom option.
Yes, double bathroom. That is definitely a sweet perk for sure.
But the Disneyland Paris Hotel just looks beautiful. And I know that I was reading at certain times of the year when it is going to be busy, they make it so that you have to be a guest to be able to come inside. I think that when we go, that probably will not be the case. I think it's more around the holidays, so I don't think you're going to run into that issue either, but you'll be staying there, so it won't even matter. But I know a lot of people want to go in there just to take photos, sort of like you would at the Grand Floridian. It's that sort of vibe. So how exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
All right, how many nights are you staying at the Disneyland Hotel?
So we are staying 2 nights. My mom and cousin and her girls are staying just 1 night. And then my brother is actually coming over this day from the U.S. He's flying into the city of Paris on Friday. So he's joining us at Disneyland Paris Sunday night. So he won't really overlap with my mom and cousin, but they are staying at the Marble Hotel. That's like his dream. So, so he and his wife and baby will be coming in that day to Disneyland Paris. So day 1 that we arrive, the Saturday, we have the shuttle picking us up about 8 o'clock from our hotel, which is very early. But since my cousin was like, this is my only full day at Disneyland Paris with the kids, I want to be there early, not for rope drop, but early enough. And so we are going to spend that day all together at the park.
Okay. Are you doing any dining reservations or anything like that?
We are not doing dining reservations this day, but our 3rd day, like our very last day, the girls and Maddie and I are doing the Regal View restaurant, the brand new restaurant in Disney Adventure World. Yes. So we're doing a princess breakfast there. So that's our only dining reservation for the whole Disneyland Paris trip.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at that. I was sort of debating whether we should do that or not. Right now we have Chez Remy booked, and that's really the only one. I think actually it's too early for me to do any others. For whatever reason, it let me book Chez Remy the day we made our reservation, like really far in advance. And the others, you have to be within a 60-day window or a 30-day window or something like that.
Yeah, their dining reservations are definitely different, and it doesn't seem to be consistent. It depends on the time of year. It depends on the package you get. It depends if you use a travel agent. It's very weird. Or I shouldn't say weird, but different than the way that we do it in the U.S. So I had to get used to that. But yeah, so Katie was able to snag us this 9:45 reservation on our last day. But we thought about Chez Remy. We thought about Pim Kitchen. But then we just decided it's so variable what our kids and when the kids will eat, especially being so thrown off with the time, that we're going to just do quick service and Disney Village food and things like that rather than focusing on reservations. Okay.
Are you doing anything like their version, and I can't remember what it's called, but their version of Lightning Lane?
We are not utilizing so they basically have 2 versions of Lightning Lane. They have similar to our Premier Pass, and it's called Premier Pass there also, where you pay a price for the day and you get to use it for every single ride that has like that fast access or Lightning Lane queue. And then they also have Premier One, which is more similar to the Disneyland single pass because it doesn't usually sell out. Like you don't do it in advance like Disney World. You book it when you enter the park, and it's more like you walk up to the ride, you're like, oh, this is a really long wait. I'd rather come back in an hour and go do something else, and you book your time and then you come back. That's kind of what we're leaning towards because the price for the Premier Pass is much more reasonable than Disney World, but it's still very pricey. And the kids can't do a lot of those rides anyways because they're not tall enough. So we just decided it's just best for us to go ahead and skip that expense and use Premier Pass 1 if we need it. I do think we're going to need it sometimes for things, but the wait times there can get long, but not nearly as bad from what I've been looking at on the app as they can at Disney World. And that might change because we're going in the summer on a weekend, but I've heard it's still pretty reasonable to wait and not have to use the Premier Pass.
Okay. I haven't even begun most of my research yet on what I'm going to do. I like that they have that option, though, that you can choose so that you don't have to sort of purchase the whole shebang, that you can just get the ones that you need.
Exactly.
Have you been looking at the different attractions that are available in the Disneyland proper park and any that you're particularly looking forward to?
Yes. So at Disneyland, the proper park, the ones that we are most interested in, Big Thunder over there is supposed to be the best out of all of them. So that is definitely high on my list. Tony Baxter's probably my favorite Imagineer. And then Phantom Manor. Of course
you have a favorite Imagineer.
I know. I'm such a Disney nerd. I know. That's the Disney history podcast girl. But yes, so Phantom Manor is also up there. That's super cool. Their version of Haunted Mansion, but like frontier style. And so that is up there. Their Pirates is supposed to be really cool too. And then their Space Mountain is actually Hyperspace Mountain all the time, from my understanding, and it goes upside down. So that is one that I'm very excited about at the proper park. And those are probably the major. Oh, and Indiana Jones. There is an Indiana Jones coaster, and I've heard it really jerks you around. The height requirement is like, so everything at World, the max is 48 inches, including Tron. This one, I think, the height when you convert it from meters to inches is like 50 plus inches. And it's like, because it's so aggressive. And I was like, oh boy. But we do want to do that. We love Indiana Jones and we love that it's different. So those are probably our top things. Of course, there's things in Fantasyland that the kids are going to want to do, like Teacups and Small World over there that has a really cool like America scene, because that's not the country, the home country. So I've heard that is very unique. But we do want to do the walkthrough of the dragon under the castle. That's a very high priority on our list. And then having a glass of champagne on Main Street is also high priority on my list.
Yes.
So those are kind of the major things.
That sounds magical. And I have heard it's the good stuff. It's good champagne.
Yes. So, yeah. I love some good champagne.
Have you seen the, what do they call it? The commemorative glass that you can get? It's really pretty.
It's so pretty. Yeah. So I'm definitely looking forward to taking that home as a souvenir.
All right. So you're traveling with a wedding dress there, and now you're going to make your way back with
champagne glasses. Yeah. We'll see. I hope they make it back. We're going to try to tuck them in there really good with some soft padding. But yeah, hopefully they do, because that's such a cool little souvenir.
They don't have anything for the kids, do they? Like a sparkling cider or anything?
Not that I've heard. That would be really cool if they did, but I have not heard that. So we'll have to keep our eye out, but I don't think so. Yeah.
How much fun is it going to be to be there with the 4 girls?
Oh my gosh. So these 4 girls, I mean, so much fun. They are like little peas in a pod. We have a little girl gang is what we call them. And my brother had a girl, so it just like makes it even better. We're like all girl family. And poor Maddie is just like constantly dragged around with a bunch of girls. But it is so fun. And they have not been in the parks all together since, I'm trying to think, Blake was like a year old. So we used to try to go when, Eiley was really young. Her first trip was with cousins and we're very, very close. And So this will be the first time in a long time that they've gone together. So what a special memory for them to get to go to Disneyland Paris the first time, my girls, and then for them to all be all together. It's just like the best. I cannot wait. So we're really like, we have these things we want to do, but we're also like, that day that they're going to be together, we're like, y'all are going to just rule the show and tell us what you want to do at which park when, because that's just, so special, so fun.
Have you coordinated outfit ideas for this day? Because I'm just sitting here thinking about all the photo possibilities.
Oh, yes. Yes, we have. So it's funny. My cousin and I, we like had picked out these outfits a long time ago from a small shop called Home Team Kids. And they're like little athletic dresses for the girls that have like castle print and little balloons on them. They're so cute. They're like a light pink, perfect with their castle over there. And we were like, this is the outfit. And then we found out like, oh, well, we should probably do that the second day because then they'll be fresh for pictures from the hotel at rope drop when nobody is really in the park. So what are they going to wear the first day? And I found these super cute Marie from Aristocats. It's like a top and these really cute like beach type of pants that are like wide leg. And my girls have like pink and white stripe and her girls have blue and white stripe, and the shirts say like bonjour on them. They're very cute. So they're going to wear those the very first day. So yes, can't wait for all the photo opportunities. And they are very into like getting pictures together and do much better when it's the four of them versus like me trying to force my girls to take 100 pictures. But when they're together, they like make it fun. So definitely looking forward to that. Yeah.
Fun. Do you have any adult outfits that you've planned, or are you just...
Yes. Well, not like my cousin and I matching or anything like that, or my mom.
But just something special for Paris.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you, but maybe it's just because I'm like thinking about Paris, but I feel like every store I'm in lately has such cute shirts with French things.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. And our outfits for the adults are not that, but I feel like now that I've like planned my outfits, now I'm seeing things like, oh man, maybe I should get that instead, or like maybe I should do that instead, because there are so many cute things. But it is going to be hot from my understanding. We're still keeping an eye on the weather because it kind of goes up and down there. It seems like it's more like Disneyland where it does cool off in the evening. But one of my outfits is like an athletic dress as well, because I just, I'm worried about sweating to death. And I'm like a comfort over cute girl. So I definitely prefer to be comfortable.
You're staying in Disneyland proper that first full day.
Well, so we are open to bouncing around because the way that Disneyland does their tickets, it comes with hoppers. And so we're just kind of going to see which way the wind is blowing us when we get there, how busy it is. But we do want to end the night at Disneyland proper, and we are planning to do reserved fireworks seating. So that's something that we have to book next week, like 1 week out. You can do it a week in advance.
They have the whole new Frozen land. I'm guessing that you're pretty excited about that.
Yes, my girls are huge Frozen girlies still, even after all these years. Like, Eiley loved it at Blake's age, and she still loves it. She was just singing to her Frozen Tony before we started recording on the monitor. But yeah, she still loves Frozen, and that is something that I'm not sure if my nieces are still super into or not, but we will definitely be making our way over there, even if they don't want to after they go. So if they want to, we'll kind of do it that first day or second morning before they leave, or we will do it after they leave. So we're kind of flexible on timing. And we do want to go on the attraction, but we've heard it's pretty much a copy paste of Epcot. So we're not like super going to be focused on that or rope dropping that, but just the space like itself and like pictures. And the girls, the very last day that we're doing that princess breakfast, they do have Frozen dresses that they'll be wearing to take pictures over there for sure.
And they have that Olaf animatronic, right?
Yes, which is probably the thing I'm most excited about.
It's the highlight, I think, because A, he's so cute to begin with. I love seeing him in the ride, his little waddle.
Yes.
But to see him out and walking around,
so cool. Yes, we're so excited. And they think Olaf is hilarious. Like, I still laugh at the Samantha. I don't even know it's Samantha. Like, that still cracks me up. So, like, they, like, say things he says all the time and sing the In Summer song all the time. So, Yeah, he is definitely my favorite part probably of the whole Frozen franchise.
Oh my word. Yeah. No, I think he is probably the best part of Frozen, and such a nice person, Josh Gad,
Yes.
that it
Yes.
makes me happy that he's so successful.
I agree. Yes, me too.
He's one of our Broadway guys. So
Yes, Book of Mormon, right? Was that where he's like
he
what
was in
got
Book of
big?
Mormon, and he was a replacement in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee,
Okay.
which I worked at that theater, not like in the show, but I worked at that theater at the time that was going on. And so he and I
Wow.
would cross paths, and he
That
was
is so
always
cool.
so nice. And it was one of those things where he was like, that's just Josh, and he's nice. And then, surprise, surprise, he goes off and becomes this superstar. And
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where I'm just like, I could not be happier for him. Like, would he recognize me on the street? Probably not. Like, maybe he might be like, where have I seen you before? Because that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But just to see somebody that is that nice be successful, like, yeah.
Yeah. That's who deserves it. That's awesome.
Yeah, best case scenario. So I love watching him and seeing what he's going to do next. And I bet you love this too. When they allow him to take over Disney attractions.
Yes. Oh my gosh, my dream.
How much fun is that? Like,
Like
when
that-
he was the driver for the safari.
Yes, and the Jungle Skipper.
And the Jungle
love.
Skipper. Yes. If you haven't, listeners, if you have not seen those, go Google Josh Gad as Jungle Cruise Skipper and doing the safari, because they just let him take over, and he just came in and did the job with basically no training.
Yeah. No, it was so funny. It was awesome. I love it.
Yeah. And to be clear, he was not driving the safari car. They didn't take it that far. He got to sit in the front, but
Yeah.
He wasn't driving on those bumpy roads and over bridges and everything. I feel like that does take a lot of training.
Yes. Yeah. Especially on that attraction where it's a real vehicle.
Yes. Yeah. All right. So Sunday, June the 14th, your cousin and her girls are going to be leaving, or they'll be spending some time in the parks before they depart.
Yeah, so my cousin and her girls and my mom are all going to be spending like the first half of the day with us in the parks, and I think around 1:30 is when they plan to leave, and they're going to get their rental car and drive to the chateau where the wedding is. So they're going a day early just because they need to get stuff set up, and my cousin was riding with my mom anyway, so they're all taking off that day to go down there and meet her fiance and his family and friends to get things rolling there. And then my brother will come in that day and meet us in the park sometime. Like, they might cross paths for like an hour or two, but not for very long, because he'll be coming from the city over that day once they check out of their hotel in the city.
Okay. And for our listeners, this is your brother that occasionally makes appearances on your podcast, but
Yes.
had a baby fairly recently, right?
Correct. Yep. So my brother Regan is actually who started the podcast with me initially, and then he decided to have a baby and was like, maybe this was too much at the same time as having a baby. And so he is like still on occasionally, but then my dad has been my co-host for the last year and a half. But yes. So this is my brother, my only brother. Well, that's not true. I have a stepbrother, but yeah.
And his wife and the baby are coming as well.
Yes, his wife and the baby are coming as well. So yeah,
Okay.
Baby's going to France. I'm like, this girl's going to be well traveled before she turns 1.
Wow. Oh my gosh. How old is she?
She is going to be, she's turning 10 months in a couple weeks, like right when we are leaving, actually.
And are you able to say Regan's wife's name just so that we have it for
Yeah,
posterity?
it's Steph.
Okay.
Yep, Steph is his wife, and Everly is the baby.
Everly. I love that. I
Yes.
think you told me that before. That is just such a pretty name.
Yes, it is. She's the cutest little happy baby. So hopefully she'll be a happy girl over there, because she is, we always like joke, like she is literally never cries. She just is so happy. I'm sure they're like, yeah, whatever, she does cry. But literally around us, Maddie's like, I don't think I've ever heard her cry.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's so fun.
All right. So this day will be spent doing the things with the cousin and the girls that maybe you didn't get to the previous day. And then when Regan shows up, do you have any plans that you especially are waiting for him to be there to do together?
Not necessarily, but kind of similar. So like once we swap, then it'll more be like, all right, what do you want to do? And like, how can we help with baby swaps so that you guys can ride stuff and then we can ride stuff or whatever too.
Right.
So yeah, not necessarily. He loves Marvel. And so the Iron Man coaster, which is like the rock and roll theme over at Disney Adventure World, people are like, don't get too excited. It's not all that exciting, but he is very excited about that. So that's definitely going to be a priority. And my mom and cousin both hate Tower of Terror with a passion. So I think that's going to be another priority for him and I to get to do together, hopefully. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, same kind of thing. Very flexible. I think they are definitely going to see how the baby's doing, but most likely won't stay for any kind of nighttime show. And so that second night, we plan to do the Disney Adventure World show with like reserved seating as well.
Okay. And when you say reserved seating, is this just reserved seating or is it a dessert party or something like that? How is it different from what you can do in the US?
My understanding is it's just reserved seating, kind of similar to how you do a dining package at Disneyland for Fantasmic. It's like a roped off section that's specifically for people who have purchased this in advance. And I know it varies. I think for our time frame, we're looking at about like 18 to 25 euros per person, which seems steep, but honestly, like, I don't know, that we're not doing dining reservations and things very much. So to me, it was worth it to not have to get there an hour and a half early and have a spot. And to have like a dedicated spot the kids can sit down on the ground and like chill, because it is very late at night. Both shows start after 10 p.m. So I'm like, oh, we'll see how our kids, I mean, I don't think they're going to be throwing a fit or anything, but they might be asleep. So we'll see how it's going to be carrying sleepy children. But that's the benefit about staying very close, literally in the park, basically, is we can walk back easily to the hotel if we both have to carry a kid.
Right. So Disneyland Paris Hotel, for listeners who maybe don't know, you can literally see down into the park because that is the entrance into Disneyland Park. And the Hotel in New York, I think, is about a 5-minute walk. It's just kind of like cutting through their, what do they call it? It's
Disney
like
Village, like downtown Disney.
Yeah, it's like their downtown Disney with the shopping there. I think they have an Earl of Sandwich there. I was looking.
Yes,
so I was
and
like,
a Five Guys.
I'll feel right at home.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, that'll be super easy for both of you. So Monday, June the 15th, you have this Regal View restaurant reservation. Are you, most of these packages that I noticed, it was 2 hotel nights with the 3 park days. So how much of Monday are you planning to spend in the parks?
We're going to do, my plan is for the 4 of us to be there until about 1 o'clock. We have our rental car at 1:30. So we'll bring our bags down for the hotel to hold until we are done in the parks. But we are planning to rope drop Adventure World this day. And my brother is hoping to do that, kind of depending on how the baby is doing. But we really want to get on Crush's coaster that morning if we haven't done it already, which I think we probably will do it and maybe use Premier One Access with my cousin's kids one of these days for that. But that's kind of our plan, is to rope drop that and then kind of see what else we can do in that extra magic hour, because they do have extra magic true hour at Disneyland Paris. Yes, it's 8:30 to 9:30. So the park actually opens regularly at 9:30, which is a little later. But yeah, so we'll kind of see what we can get done and then head over to our breakfast reservation. And my outfit this day is like Rapunzel-esque themed. So hoping to take some pictures over near the new little spinner, like Rapunzel ride or whatever they call it. That's kind of like alien swirling saucers. And if we haven't done Arendelle, that's definitely when we'll go over there, get some pictures, hopefully see Olaf before we head out that day. But my guess is we're going to spend a majority of this little half day in Disney Adventure World.
Okay. When you get your rental car, Regan and his family, are you all riding together? Is it a situation where you all will fit?
No, so the rental car situation over there, it is very hard to find like a large van or SUV. Most of their cars for rent, the biggest car you can find is like a 5-seater SUV. So you can go, like, I'm sure in the city there's other places you can find things, but we didn't want to have to worry about going somewhere else to get a rental car. And they have a really convenient rental car station. There's an Avis and a Sixt, which is not a place we've rented from before, but that's what we chose, right there at the train station at Disney Village, where you can reserve online through the app, and they give you like a check-in, and you walk to the car and get the keys and show them your thing and drive out. So it's supposed to be very seamless. Everything, I joined like a Disneyland Paris tips and tricks Facebook group, and just kind of read about what people's experiences are. And almost everybody was like, oh yeah, it was super easy. You literally just do it on the app, show up and go. And Avis was the same way, but they were a little more expensive. So we went with Sixt. We're going to try it. And they had very similar reviews like on Google. So I was like, okay. We'll see how this goes. But no, Regan will get his own rental car. We are all supposed to be at like the welcome dinner at the house that night for the wedding. Regan has kind of been like, well, we'll see how the day is going at Disneyland. And I'm like, no, I'm not rocking the boat for the bride. We're going to be there on time. So we are definitely leaving then. I'll get back to you on the family drama if he gets there on time or not. But yeah, that's been a little bit of point of contention for them.
Okay. So wait, what time is this dinner?
The dinner, I think, is at 7. So it's a 4-hour drive. So if we leave at 1:30, we should be there in plenty of time.
Okay, but you're thinking of staying in the park till about 1. Then you have to go pick up the rental car. I'm going to say, to be safe, you're probably not hitting the road until 2. Because you'll get it, and then it's going to be like, okay, has everybody gone to the bathroom?
Yeah.
Do we need snacks, etc.?
Yeah.
So 2, and let's say you drive the 4 hours without stopping. That's 6. If you stop, you might get there right on time for the dinner.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to be pushing it close, but we don't want to leave super early. So, but we might just see like how the day is going. And if we're like, all right, we're good. It just depends how much we get done those first 2 days.
Yeah. Is this a situation where you need to change clothes, or is it very casual?
No, it's casual.
Okay.
Yeah. It's casual. So I will have to like change probably out of my Disney Rapunzel shirt, and Maddie has like a snuggly duckling shirt he's wearing. So probably we'll change into something else, but like, yeah, it's not anything that I need to fancy. Like go get. No.
Okay. All right. So after that, it's the wedding portion of your trip. So we don't need to go through all of the details on that, but how many days are you in Mulan for the wedding?
We are there.
And am I pronouncing that right? Mulan, like the Disney. Don't ask me.
I know it sounds like that. I should look it up. I'm gonna look up how to pronounce it, but I think so. I think it's like Moulin or Moulin. Moulin.
Yeah, the way it was spelled, I was like, I feel like that's pronounced Mulan, but that's based on a couple of high school.
Yeah, Mulan. You're right.
Yeah.
Mulan.
All right, we're just gonna call it Mulan. Princess Mulan.
Princess Mulan.
All right. So how many days are you there?
So we are there from Monday until Sunday. So 6 nights, I believe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What day in all of that time is the actual ceremony?
Friday.
Okay.
Yes, and she has a whole schedule. It's so funny. Listeners won't be able to see, but I'm going to show you her intense itinerary that she sent out to everyone. So this is the wedding itinerary. So it has each day, like what we're doing.
Can I ask, did she choose the smallest font possible?
Yes, it's very small. She had to fit it all on there, Virginia. This is a packed week. I was like, holy cannoli. So yeah, she's got that welcome dinner. She has Tuesday is like a relaxation day, whatever that means, just like hanging out at the house. The Wednesday we're gonna go into the city, which is like pretty small. Mulan, it's not very big, but do this like lunch down there that they've made a reservation for. And then Thursday is kind of, they're calling it like a his and her day. It's not like a bachelorette party by any means, but I've planned something for the women to do, and then his side has planned something for the guys to do. And so it's very, low key before the actual wedding day.
Mm-hmm. And you're staying where for this? Are you staying at this chateau?
Yes, we are all staying at this chateau. So it's this massive property that you can rent out for weddings and stay there. And so everybody that's invited to the wedding will all be staying at this chateau, which there's about 30 people coming.
Oh,
total.
wow. Oh, that's fun. What's the name of it?
It's called Chateau de Luteau.
I don't know why, but this is making me feel, and I think it's because over the holiday season, I watched some cheesy holiday movie about winemakers, and there was like a romance involved, and there was like a chateau, and so I'm like, I feel like this is a Hallmark movie in the making, but it would be, I mean, obviously you are very happily married, but if in this fake movie version, it's like your mom is marrying this person from the Netherlands, you show up, single mom, like rolling up to the wedding, and there's a European man there, and you hit it off, and you don't realize that it's I don't know, the person who owns the chateau.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could definitely see that for sure. And there are some single people coming. So, you never know. We'll see what happens.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies. Are you in the wedding, by the way?
So,
are you like a bridesmaid?
Yes.
Matron
like
of honor?
not. Yeah, she's not like calling it that because it's so small, but like, yes, I'm like doing a little speech at the reception and then also speaking during the ceremony a little bit. So yes, technically.
Okay. All right. Well, that will be fun to hear just some of the highlights when you get back. Obviously, we don't need to go through all of the details of that week, but I would love to hear the highlights and whether you think it's a region that's worth adding to your tour if you are heading over to that area and looking to do something outside of Disneyland Paris and also outside of Paris proper. So I'm excited to hear about that because I will not have time to do that on my own trip. But all right. And then Sunday, June the 20th is your return day.
Or the 21st. Yep.
Oh,
Sunday,
the 21st.
June 21st.
Got it. Okay. What time are you flying out?
So we fly out at 2 p.m. that day from Charles de Gaulle. So we are going to have to get up and get moving right away in the morning. Our rental car, we did a return at the actual airport. So we don't have to like go back to Disney or anything like that. We're like, nope. I think it was a little bit more expensive, but I was like, that's worth the money. So we are going to drop the car off at the airport and then head to get through security and all of that. So we're hoping to leave the house at 6-ish, 6:30 probably, because it's a 4-ish hour drive and then dropping everything off. We just want to make sure we give ourselves plenty of time.
Also, I was just hearing, and I can't remember, I think I was reading something on my news app on my phone, something about people without European passports, that it's taking them longer to get through because of this new system where instead of stamping their passport, they've got a different system. It's the EES system, the entry-exit system. So the traditional passport stamping is fully replaced by this biometric entry-exit system. So when you're entering or exiting a place in the EU Schengen zone, you are subject to this external border control. So the first time you do it, which would be when you're actually exiting, well, I guess you might do it when you're entering. So perhaps the exit will be not so bad. But I would just pay attention to that when you come in and understanding like what that will mean when you go back out, because it already seems like it might be a little tight that morning just based on having to do a longer drive. And I would hate for you to get caught at the airport because of this new system.
Yes. Yeah, we had heard about this. Maddie's aunt goes to France regularly regularly, usually once a year. And so she kind of warned us that there were some things changing with like getting in and out of the country, and had sent us some information about it. So I'm hoping, like you said, that it'll be a little bit more complicated getting in, and then getting out will already be in whatever this new system is. So that's the hope. But yes, we're definitely going to give ourselves ample time. Although I'm not going to lie, getting stuck in Paris for an extra day is like, that would not be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, it says biometric. So that says to me that probably the time consuming part is like getting into the system, and that maybe it's sort of like global entry where I had to do like a face scan the first time I did it or whatever. And then from then on, it like the system knows who you are.
Yep, I hope so. That's the hope.
Okay. Well, this is going to be such a fun adventure for so many reasons, with your mother's impending nuptials and all of the girls, the gaggle of girls in Disneyland Paris. It's just going to be so much fun to live vicariously through you. So I hope you all have a wonderful time, and I hope that everything goes smoothly, especially with your layover and all of that, because you will have that wedding dress in tow. So.
Yes, we sure will. Yep. So thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited. Can't wait to share everything with you guys when we get back.
All right. We'll talk to you very soon.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you to Olivia for being on the show. The post-trip show is up now, so go ahead and give that a listen. And as a little tease, I'll just say that we might have jinxed the trip a little when it comes to safely transporting wedding dresses across the globe. You'll have to tune in and find out what went down with that. That's all for now. Have a magical day and keep daydreaming about where you long to be.